Hey guys, welcome back to Open Circuit RC and Tech. Today on the channel, we'll take a look at the Zdracing MT09. This is a large, and as the name implies, 1/9 scale RC truck. Let's take a look now at the components and the accessories. All right, for our motor, we have a 3674 2600 kV brushless motor with an active cooling fan sitting up here on top. And next to that, we have 130 amp brushless ESC. This is 3 and 4S compatible, and that can get you upwards of 50 miles per hour on 4S. And for our steering servo, we have a 15 kilogram all metal gear waterproof servo. And in front of that, we have an enclosure here that protects our receiver from dust and water. On the rear, we have a wheelie bar. I know this is gonna come in handy, especially on 4S. As for the suspension, you can see we've got metal oil-filled shocks, and the suspension feels butter smooth. I have high expectations for the suspension on this truck. And for the chassis, we have a T6061 aluminum chassis with some really cool Zdracing, the MT09 graphics, along with looks like some sort of a tiger or cougar on the bottom. Really, really cool. And this ought to provide some really nice extra support and rigidity to the chassis. On the front bumper of the truck, we have an LED light bar. There's also a second one here in the rear, on the rear window, I should say, right back there. That's a cool, neat added touch. And that wire attaches inside here, runs through the body shell, and it attaches right there and goes into, I believe, the receiver box. So you do need to unplug that right there behind the motor when you want to completely remove the body shell. And here are those LED lights turned on. You can see those are white in the front. And here on the rear, this actually is a kind of cool mix of like yellow and red lights on the rear light bar. Really, really neat. I really like the look of that rear glow. And one thing I didn't mention as well, I can't really see it easily here, but there, your power button is down here on the side, and you just press out. It's against the wall on the inside here of the chassis, and that's how you do turn the truck on and off. And for our battery, we have a 5000 milliamp 3S soft pack LiPo with the XT60 connector. Of course, you can run this car off 4S, but with this car, you get a 5000 milliamp 3S LiPo pack. For the included charger, we have a IMAX RC B320 watt wall charger. So this is not USB, but it's still gonna be quite slow because it charges only off of the balance plugs, and it looks like it works on 2 and 3S LiPos only. So you would need obviously a different charger if you're gonna charge 4S, because obviously they don't provide a 4S battery with this car. You also get a pretty nice variety of spare parts, some wheel knuckles in here, and our steering links, tie rods, whatever you want to call them. Just a nice little variety of parts in case something would happen to break. You also get a wheel wrench here, and some Allen wrenches, and extra Velcro straps for the battery, and a pretty nice instruction manual. Pretty good English in here, and it does have an exploded view inside of it as well to let you see in case you need to do any repairs. And for our controller, we have a very nice pistol grip style hobby grade quality controller. It takes 4 AA batteries. Up on top, underneath this little access panel on top, you've got your steering trim, your throttle trim, your steering dual rates, and your throttle limiter right there. And right here we have our power button, and we have some dip switches above that. And there also is a channel 3 and 4 buttons up here if you were using those channels. So I think this truck looks fantastic. It's also available in the color red. And it's got some of those body clips with the rubber straps so you don't lose them. That's also a neat little added touch that you're seeing on the RC cars nowadays. As for, aside from the aluminum we also have a lot of composite plastic, but everything seems to be a really good build quality. So a nice mixture of aluminum, metal, alloy parts, and plastic. For the tires, it feels like there could be foam in there. I've not tried to rip these back to see, if there is, and sometimes these tires can be glued or such, so it can be hard to check that. The plastic itself feels a little bit flimsy, but it's somewhat soft. I don't think it's bad, but I have seen a little bit better composite tires on some of these RCs. But otherwise, everything on this truck looks really nice. Of course, it has full ball bearings throughout, as you would come to expect. So as you guys can see, this truck has some really nice electronics and it seems to be really well built. Let's get it out now and drive it around and see how well it performs. All right, guys, let's get this truck out here and see how well it performs. Now, today we're just using the included 3S 5000 milliamp battery. As I mentioned prior, I'm going to do a follow-up video where we'll do some 3 and 4S speed runs, see if we can probably get that 50 miles per hour. I'm sure that's going to be on the 4S. So I do have the throttle dual rates cranked all the way up because it comes about 50% out of the package. That's how it was set, it was 50%. Whoa. So I have not, this is my maiden drive here. Yeah. That's pretty fast, and it definitely does not seem to be 50. So obviously I'm sure that that speed is on the 4S. Now, whenever you get full throttle, you can see it kind of raises off a little bit, but the wheelie bar is not needed for that. Now, if you go in reverse and 4-wheel it, not really. Let's try that again. There's too much delay between the throttle and the brake. So I'm sure that the wheelie bar is going to be mostly needed on 4S. It doesn't seem to be needed on the 3S. But that's good to know that it's there if you do drive it on 4S. Now, these pine needles up here in these trees, they're going to get all over the car. Yeah, this is nice. Handles pretty well. It does get a little squirrely at times. Even though it is all-wheel drive, it does tend to break loose a bit. Let's take it up here and drive it up this hill. You can hear some of those pine needles. Whoa, that was great. It hit something there and jumped. Whoa. Just kind of ease it down. Boy, it is super windy today. Warm spring day, but super windy. Hopefully there's not too much wind noise in the mic, guys. Yeah, it moves. Yeah, I like this a lot. I love that rear. You guys see the rear orange and yellow, or red and yellow LEDs. And the front bumper light's nice too. It'll be really nice at night. Braking's pretty good, set pretty good too. Yeah, this is great. Let's slam the brakes on. Brakes just about right. It's pretty aggressive, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not overly aggressive to where the car's gonna want to flip forward. Whoa, it's flipping around doing donuts. It's actually the two of the wheels are coming off the ground. You don't want anything breaking on something from just a simple, not even very hard bash here. Whoa, I hit the tree. Well, that's also, good for some durability testing. This truck was sent to me from Zdracing. You can pick this up at Amazon. It's around 320 bucks, I think it was. And it also is available in the color red. But I think that, considering the size of this and the 4S compatibility, everything you get with it, a pretty decent, charger. It's a pretty good, all-in-one kit. You get everything you need. And this is a nice controller. I think this may be it doesn't have any markings. I believe this is a Dumbo RC controller. It looks a lot like my other Dumbos, and that's good. They're really good budget RC controllers. One thing I always hate when you get these brand new RC is you get it out and you get it a little dirty. That's part of the fun, but the car looks so great when it's perfectly clean. I can see why some people have these shelf queens. They buy a car and they don't even want to drive it because it looks so good. I think that's more the kit cars, to To me, that's the only ones I would consider doing that on, or ones I built maybe, and then maybe it was a rare car or a classic re-release or something, not something like this. But I do love the look of this truck. Again, I do think that the tires could be a little better. The compound, they're not terrible. I do think that, I do have to wonder if a different compound tire might help a little bit with the traction. See, yeah, it's moving. There's full brake. It does seem like the truck pulls a little bit on full throttle. It sometimes wants to pull a little to the right, just under hard acceleration. Yeah, I really like the braking. I think the ESC's braking is set perfect. Really good, but not overly aggressive, but not under aggressive either, to where the truck doesn't want to stop in time. Okay, I think I'm going to take it up here and we're going to do some jumps on this hill up here if we can, and then we'll end this video. All right, guys, get out here. I like to do some jumps here at times on this natural kind of bound of dirt. It always jumps pretty good here, especially the larger trucks. Whoa, now that was awesome. Because this truck can get, you can really get wild with this. You want to make sure you get that LiPo battery good and Velcroed in there. They give you two straps kind of going in a cross pattern. And they did give you some extra Velcro straps as well. That's why you have to be easy on this hill coming back, because the way that the incline, it can hit right on the lip of this little road here. And that's what happened, causing it to flip. Yeah, this is great jumping from right to left. Left to right, you gotta kind of take it easier. I want to hit that sign. Whoa, just like that. Man, seems fine. Boy, that was a pretty rough one. Oh yeah. This is a lot of fun. Sometimes I bring these smaller cars out here and they almost struggle going through all those leaves. It's so thick, but not this big guy. Boy, it just flies through that. I feel like 3S is probably going to be a sweet spot on this truck. We have to try 4S still to see. I know it's going to be faster. It's probably going to be, I figured this is probably somewhere in the 30 to 35 mile per hour, and I assume it's probably going to be, it's going to be close to 50 on the 4S. And I'm sure this wheelie bar is going to come in handy, but I have a suspicion that's going to, it's going to be pretty difficult to control, is my guess, on 4S. So I think 3S is probably going to be the sweet spot on this truck to be able to get, a lot of fun, good speed, but have it some, better control. All right, guys, that wraps up the review of the Zdracing MT09. If you're interested in this big monster truck, Be sure to check the video description. I'll have a purchase link to Amazon. So this was $320 the last I checked, which I think is a pretty good price considering everything that you do get. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to Open Circuit RC and Tech. While you're at it, click that bell, that way you're notified when I upload new videos. As always, guys, have an awesome day.